Novak Djokovic makes another move. Goodbye Andy Murray, hello Dusan Vimic. Novak Djokovic has made another move. With the countdown to Roland Garros underway, the world number one in tennis surprises everyone with a change in his coaching team. Goodbye Andy Murray, hello Dusan Vimic. Who is the Serbian's new coach? Why did he split from Murray? And what does he hope to achieve in Geneva and Paris after a rocky start to the season? Join us as we break down the key elements of Djokovic's new direction. After an unexpected elimination in his debut at the Madrid Masters 1000, Novak Djokovic needed a change. And he made it official, he's ending his short-lived professional relationship with Andy Murray. As surprising as it sounds, Djokovic himself explained that the collaboration with the Brit was always meant to be experimental. Australia was a test. Then we went tournament by tournament, but in the end, we saw it didn't work as we hoped, he admitted. Despite the split, Djokovic made it clear, there were no personal issues. Quite the opposite. My respect for Andy has grown. His vision of tennis is unique, but we didn't get the results we were looking for. Thus, with elegance and gratitude, the Serbian closes this brief chapter. And opens a new one, with a familiar face. The man chosen to join him in Geneva and Roland Garros is Dusan Vimic, a fellow Serb and a longtime acquaintance on the tour. He's no stranger to Djokovic's camp. He was part of his team in 2011 and 2013 and is currently the captain of Serbia's Billie Jean King Cup team. Alongside him will be Boris Bosjankovic, another trusted figure who will work as a technical assistant and analyst. Djokovic clarified that this new setup isn't necessarily permanent. I'm in no rush. I feel good with them, and we'll see if I had someone else in the future, he said. This move suggests that Djokovic is seeking stability without closing any doors, a sign that he wants to regain his form on his own terms, free from external pressure. Now, with his debut in Geneva just around the corner, Noel is looking to change the narrative of his clay court season, where he is yet to win a single match in 2025. The Swiss tournament will be his only test before facing the challenge of defending his legacy at Roland Garros. Novak Djokovic is no stranger to reinvention. And although this season has so far brought more shadows than light, the Serbian refuses to give up. His decision to surround himself with a national team, led by Dusan Vimic, reflects an attempt to return to his roots, reconnect with his essence, and rebuild his confidence. The goal is clear, to be competitive at Roland Garros. And although the results with Murray didn't come, the experience left valuable lessons. Now, with Vimic, a new stage begins in the career of one of the greatest of all time. Novak Djokovic has one last stop before tackling the great challenge of Roland Garros, the Geneva tournament. After a 2025 full of doubts and unexpectedly poor results, the Serbian wants to use this final test to regain some rhythm. And finally notch his first clay court win of the year. His first opponent will be Marin Cilic, a familiar foe he's already beaten 5 times. But the question is clear, can Djokovic rediscover his form just in time for the second Grand Slam of the year? Djokovic's current form is far from his best. Ranked world number 6, he has suffered 4 first-round exits in his last 5 tournaments, and has yet to win a single match on clay in 2025. A worrying streak, especially with Roland Garros, where he's a 3-time champion, looming. That's why Djokovic has made an unusual decision for him, to play in Geneva, an ATP 250 tournament that wouldn't typically be on his calendar. But this year, more than adding another title, Noel is looking for something more important, to recover his feel, his confidence, and match rhythm. His opening opponent will be Hungary's Marin Cilic, currently ranked number 134 in the world. On paper, he shouldn't pose a threat for Djokovic, as the Serbian holds a perfect 5-0 record in their head-to-head. But given Noel's current vulnerability, no opponent is easy, and Cilic comes off a solid 6-2, 6-3 win over Zizou Bergs. Geneva will be Djokovic's last chance to change the story before arriving in Paris. Roland Garros officially begins on May 25, and while the qualifying rounds are already underway, all eyes are on whether the 24-time Grand Slam champion can gain some momentum. But not even Djokovic himself is sure. This year I'm not sure I can win at Roland Garros, but I'll do everything I can. I'm not one of the favorites, and maybe that will help me, he said after his latest loss in Madrid. An honest but revealing statement that shows where he's at. A Djokovic who knows he's not at his usual level, but still believes in his experience and ability to bounce back. While attention is focused on names like Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, or Casper Ruud, Djokovic will try to come in through the back door. With the intention of making a statement where it matters most, at the Grand Slams. Djokovic is not going through his best year, but you can never count him out. The Geneva tournament is his last shot before Roland Garros, and his clash with Fucsovics could be the first step toward regaining his competitive edge. Will one good week of tennis be enough to get the champion going again? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a legend's decline? In any case, Geneva is not just another ATP 250 for Djokovic. It's his personal thermometer before the big exam in Paris. Novak Djokovic is going through one of the most delicate moments of his career. Less than a week before Roland Garros begins, the Serbian has confirmed deep changes in his coaching team and competitive mindset. The chapter with Andy Murray has come to an end, and his new guide is an old acquaintance, Dusan Vimic. In a candid and unfiltered press conference, Djokovic spoke about his setbacks, his doubts, but also his desire. Can the 24-time Grand Slam champion recover his top level in time? What does this new chapter mean for his future? Djokovic has made official what many suspected: Andy Murray is no longer part of his team. The alliance, promising in theory, didn't pan out. Australia was a test. On clay, we already decided it was the end, Djokovic said. With his respect for Murray intact, he acknowledged that the results simply weren't there. In his place comes a familiar face, Dusan Vimic, a former member of Djokovic's team in 2011 and 2013, and current captain of Serbia's Billie Jean King Cup team. By his side will be Boris Bosjankovic, a trusted analyst and assistant. The duo will help prepare the Serb for Geneva and Roland Garros, at a time when he most needs to regain stability and confidence. Djokovic was clear: "I'm not looking for a coach. I feel good with them now. We'll see later." His approach is practical and realistic. No major revolutions, just necessary adjustments at a key moment in his career. Aware of the tough spell he's going through, Djokovic was also refreshingly honest in his self-criticism. "I'm not used to losing in first rounds. That hasn't happened to me in 20 years. The Serb hasn't won a single clay court match in 2025 and hasn't claimed a title in 5 tournaments since the end of 2023. Still, his motivation is intact: "I want to win Geneva. I want to do well and prepare for Roland Garros." With that statement, Djokovic makes it clear that his focus is on the French Grand Slam, where he trusts his experience and adaptability to make the difference. The world number 6 also spoke about something he rarely mentions: his personal emotions. "My life has changed, but for the better. I have more ups and downs, I accept that. But I still have the desire to win." At 38, Djokovic accepts that he's no longer the invincible force he once was, but he's quick to add that the fire to chase big titles still burns. What Djokovic is experiencing is truly a period of transition: a new coach, more time with family, a lighter schedule, and the pressure to stay among the elite. But his ambition remains unchanged. "I know what it takes to win a Grand Slam. And I still want it," he said. And when Novak says that, it's best not to count him out. Geneva is more than preparation. It's an emotional, technical, and physical test. And Roland Garros will be the big opportunity to prove that the champion is still there, even if the path has changed. Djokovic thinking about retirement? Not even close. Just when many thought the end of his career was near, a revelation changes everything. The CEO of Lacoste, Thierry Guibert, dropped the bombshell: Djokovic's goal is to stay on the tour until the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. At 37 years old and after an irregular season, Djokovic has no plans to hang up his racket. What does this announcement mean? Is he really ready to keep going for 4 more years? And most importantly, what drives him? In 2025, Djokovic is not having his best run. Early exits in Monte Carlo and Madrid, no wins on clay this year, and his notable absence in Rome, a tournament he hadn't missed since 2007. Everything seemed to suggest that Djokovic was slowing down. But in reality, he's recalculating his route towards something much bigger. Thierry Guibert, CEO of Lacoste, Djokovic's sponsor since 2017, confirmed it in a recent interview. Novak would like to keep playing at least until the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. A statement that is echoed across the tennis world. Not just because it implies a significant career extension, but because it shows that Djokovic's motivation is still very much alive. And it's not a random idea. The relationship with Lacoste has been hugely successful. Since wearing the crocodile brand, Djokovic has won half of his Grand Slam titles and significantly boosted the brand's global image. Renewing until 2028 is a natural step, if his body and mind hold up. But why the Los Angeles Olympics? The answer is clear: the Olympic gold medal. It's the only major title missing from Djokovic's legendary resume. He tried in Tokyo and in previous editions, but it always slipped away. He won bronze in Beijing 2008, But since then, the obsession with gold has only grown. Olympic tennis holds a special emotional meaning for Djokovic. He's not just representing himself, he's competing for national pride, something that has always driven him to the max. If the opportunity seems uncertain in Paris 2024, Los Angeles 2028 might be his final mission. Despite the recent ups and downs, Djokovic doesn't see himself far from the top. My life has changed, yes, but my ambition remains. I want to win big titles, and I'm still here because I believe I can, he said in recent appearances. It's not just ambition, it's a statement of intent. Djokovic's retirement will have to wait. If all goes to plan, we'll see him at least until 2028, aiming for that Olympic gold he so badly wants, and leaving behind a legacy that's nearly impossible to match. The Grand Slams, the rankings, the records. Now the big goal is to complete the circle with a gold medal. And if anyone can do it, it's him. Can you imagine Djokovic playing at 41 in Los Angeles 2028? Will he be able to stay competitive until then? Let us know in the comments, subscribe for more tennis stories, and stay with us as we follow the legend of one of the greatest of all time. See you in the next video.